There's a dead juvie. That's almost impossible. Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to talk about are heaters safe for your shrimp tank or any other tank actually. So as you can see, this tank right here is my CRS tank that started its successful colony out of all of my CRS tanks. So I had about countable 10 baby CRS, and then they grew up to be a juvenile, and I started having more buried ones. So I had around 30, including the juveniles and the baby shrimps in this tank, and it's been doing pretty good. And lately I actually haven't seen a lot of shrimps come out and eat the food. As you can see, there's a lot of leftover right there, and that's where I put the food and stuff like that. And when I put the food out, they usually gather all up here just like this, or just like this, just like that, right? However, I've noticed that this tank, there hasn't been a lot of activities, and I was wondering why, because the water is perfectly fine. And as you can see, I'm actually doing a water change. In the middle of doing a water change, I took a little bit of water out, and then I'm using the pump that I showed you guys in the other video. I'm using that to do a water change for all the tanks that I have, because I want to see how efficient that is. But that's gonna be a part 2, by the way. But anyway, and this tank is a tank that I have a heater on. As you can see back there, it's off right now because I unplugged it, which I'll explain to you first in a second. But anyway, I have a heater. I have a really good filtration and really good water and really good decoration for the juveniles to hide. So there aren't actually any reason for any of the CRS babies or the pregnant ones to do bad. However, I've noticed something really weird. Like, there hasn't been any activities, like I said, and then this morning I come up and look in the corner right here, and there was a dead pregnant female shrimp, which I actually unfortunately had to put it in this tank right there to feed my crayfishes, because it's going to go to waste, and that's a good source of protein for these guys. Very unfortunate and very expensive meal. As you can see, the prices over there that I put up right there. So the female is going to be $8.50. So one female shrimp is $8.50, and that's a very expensive meal for these crayfishes. But anyway, I've noticed that one dead, and in the corner, as you can see right here, there's a dead juvie. That's almost impossible. Dead juvie almost never happens. Honestly, dead juvie never happens, but it did happen. So I'm just wondering what is going on. And I look all the way in the back over there, and I see the temperature at 82 degrees. 82. I have this tank at 74 to 75 degrees, and then it's at 82. So these guys are getting cooked alive. So 82 is way too high for CRS shrimps, and I've realized that this isn't actually going to work. So I had to unplug it, like I said. So that's very unfortunate. You know, so and in terms of safety of having heater in your tank, you have to monitor it. And as you can see, I don't have any thermometers. I have it on here in this tank. This is my crayfish tank that's buried. Just wanted to monitor its temperature. So it's 72.5, which is perfect temperature. And this is the 20-gallon tank, and this one, that's actually broken. It's not 76, it's around 73 or 72. It's 20 gallons, so it's a little bit warmer. But anyway, you have to have a thermometer if you're gonna have a heater in there, because the thermometer that shows on the heater like those, that one actually shows how hot the water is, and then it's at 82. So let me actually measure it with the thermometer that I have right here. Let me put it right here and see how hot the water is. Just to be sure, I'm going to put unplug this, put it right here. Oh yeah, the temperature's going up, definitely going up. Let me right there. So temperature is rising to 75, 77, 75.7 and all that stuff. So it's gonna go up to around like 78 to 80. Since I usually have it at 74 to 75 or 73 even, this is way too high for these guys. So the sudden change of temperature, and it lost. I took out a little bit of water, you know, a couple of inches of water, so it gets hotter quicker and it gets colder quicker. So the change in that temperature is what must have killed these guys. So I unplugged it. But make sure if you have any heater in your tank for any of the shrimps that are fragile, like CRS, that are very, very sensitive to temperature and its environment changes, make sure to have maybe 2 thermometers, even 3, I don't know. Because these guys are too expensive to risk anything for, honestly. So in the other tanks, I have heater in this. Let's see, I can't exactly see the temperature in that one, but this tank is doing great. You know, this is the second colony tank, which produced pretty good number of juvies and stuff like that, so they're doing pretty good. And this tank is a CRS and CBS mix. This one doesn't have a heater, but they're doing perfectly fine without the heater. So maybe I should have had this tank without the heater, but I had this tank successfully colonize and like expand its colony for the first time with the heater on. That's why I had the other tank with the heater. But having to make sure which temperature that your tank is in is very important. So make sure that you have proper thermometers that work properly, and double check your temperatures every time. If it's, you know, too much of a risk like these guys, make sure you check everything. All right, so that's it for today's video. It's just making sure, you know, you double check things and seeing if things are necessary, if it's necessary for you to put heater, or even if your heater is actually good rated. Like if you go to Amazon, you know, there's good rating. If it breaks easy or anything like that, make sure you check those too, because it might be a product defect. So just to prevent that, make sure you double check everything. Okay guys, well, thank you guys for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Probably do a part 2 on the water pump, and continue from there. All right, okay, you have a good one guys. Bye.